I do not love you as if you were salt rose or topaz, or the arrow of carnations the fire shoots off. I love you as certain dark things are to be loved in secret between the shadow of the soul. I love you as the plant that never blooms but carries in itself the light of hidden flowers. Thanks to your love, a certain solid fragrance, risen from the earth, lives darkly in my body. Here we go, y'all. I love you without knowing how or when or from where. I love you straightforwardly, without complexities or pride. So I love you because I know no other way than this, where I does not exist, nor you, so close that your hand on my chest is my hand, and so close that your eyes, when your eyes close, I fall asleep. Two snaps for Pablo Neruda. That's called Sonnet 17. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Love and Good Music. I'm your host, Erica Cookee Alexander, and I'm so excited for you to be here for my first episode. And it's been a long time coming. Shout out to everybody who's been rocking with me since Urban Hollywood Radio. But a lot has happened. I'm a mommy now. And 2020 happened to everybody, but we're back. And I'm just excited to be bringing you some newness. So this show is called Love and Good Music. We're going to be exploring love through the lens of music, and just exploring the narratives that music has been feeding us about love, culture, religion, all of those things all teach us different things about love. So we're going to dive into the different aspects of it and just kind of see what we do and how we figure it out, because I'm still trying to figure out what my true definition of love is, and I love music so much, so I just want to blend the two together. I'm going to be bringing you some of my favorite poetry. We got some love stories in my cookie jar. Yes, my cookie jar is back with a new look. OG Urban Hollywood fans will know about the cookie jar. This time, though, it has some love stories in it. I got some books I want to share with you and much, much more. So let's go ahead and jump in. Once again, that poem was called Sonnet 17 by Pablo Neruda. I was first introduced to Pablo Neruda when I was in high school. It was my freshman year of high school, and my English teacher, shout out to Mr. McGarity, he was just a different kind of dude, flower power child. I could tell he was just a different type of dude, super like genuine, authentic, love. And I remember when we first started reading the Pablo Neruda poems, I was like, oh my God, this shit is super deep. And then the first time I heard it actually like in mainstream media was on the TV show Girlfriends. Yes, the Black show Girlfriends. Shout out to Tracy Ellis Ross, and shout out Golden Brooks. Actually, she's from my hometown of Fresno. I went to high school with her sister, so everybody was watching Girlfriends in my hometown. And I remember when I'm tuning into Girlfriends, and they read one of Pablo Neruda's poems, and I was like, oh my God. It was like a Valentine's episode or something. But yeah, it was super dope. So I advise anyone to go and read his stuff. But it is kind of a rabbit hole because he gets really deep. Some of it's really dark, and yeah. But anyways, yeah, every show I'll open with a poem, and so I hope you guys enjoyed that one. And yeah, let's go ahead and jump right in. Before we get started too, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so that you won't miss any of my future episodes. I appreciate all the love you guys have shown me over the years. So definitely in a new space in my life where I'm just trying to find myself and find what it is that I like and that I love. And so, just tapping into spirit, tapping into source energy, and how I feel like I can do that best. So, in the beginning of the show, I cleared with Palo Santo just to clear the vibes, to get my vibes going. I was a little bit nervous to get on here Yes, I was a little bit nervous to get on here. But I'm always looking for outside energy to let me know uh, what is it that I need to know for today. So I was on Instagram one day and I saw this amazing account called She Glows Within. They're daily affirmation cards. So I want to pull a card every time we get on this show and just kind of see where it leads us and see what message we get from Source, the universe, God, our angels, spirit today. So let's go ahead and pull a card. This one says acceptance. You see it? Acceptance. Acceptance. And on the back, it says glowing vibes. Glowing vibes. Let me read it. It says, the more I am myself, the more life looks like me. And it's not the same as anybody else's. And so it's been this process of first coming to know myself, then accept myself, then love myself. Tracy Ellis Ross. Oh my fucking god. Did I not just mention her like 30 seconds ago? Oh my god. You see what I mean? I can't make this shit up. I'll put the card up so you guys can see it. It's literally a quote from her, and that is so speaking to my spirit right now because I just told you guys I'm trying to find myself, and this one's all about accepting, love, and so powerful. Thank you. I received that. Shout out She Glows Within. Find her on Instagram. Get you a stack. It's only like 30 bucks. But yeah, super dope, super dope, super dope. All right, so going into our first song, it's also the episode of this podcast, which is called Love and Happiness. Shout out to Mr. Al Green. He put it in the universe, in our faces in 1972. Before I was born, so I literally grew up listening to this song, as in many of you out there. But I just wanted to dive into some of the lyrics and, like I said, just explore some of the mainstream music that we've been fed all our lives. It's important to explore like the ideas that they're placing in this, some of the narratives that are painted, that are we accept as cultures, as women. Sometimes we hear things in music and we're like, oh, okay, well then I guess it is okay to be cheated on. No, that's not love, honey. So just want to exploring that. Also, something that I've just been introduced to last year in 2020 was exploring this idea of your word being your one. So anything you say is going into the universe and the universe is listening. Well, that's the same with music, because music is repetition and mantra and you're chanting. And so if you're saying, these crazy things all the time, then yeah, it's definitely gonna be putting that type of energy out in the universe. So just want to kind of just see, what are we listening to? Is it really love or is it not? All right, so let's hop on in. So can y'all hear it? Can y'all hear it? Love and happiness. Something that can make you do wrong, make it do right. All right, I'm not gonna sing these anymore, but those are the first lyrics that I actually want to dive into. Love and happiness, something that can make it do wrong and make it do right. My old self would have said, oh yeah, because love can make you crazy, right? Love can make you do some crazy thing, make it do wrong and make it do right. But from what I'm learning now, and I actually learned this and I saw a really cool interview on School of Greatness, and they're just saying, love is the highest frequency in the universe. It's the highest vibration, right? So if a person operates in their highest vibration, which is in the vibration of love, then there is no room for wrong. So, there's a little bit in there that I guess we could kind of say that, No, Al, you can't do wrong, because if you're operating in love, if you're operating from that good space, then there is no wrong. But like I said, like, there's definitely sacrifices that you do for people when you love them. So I could kind of see where he was going with this. Um, but yeah, if you don't lie, cheat, or steal, then we're okay. Sacrifice is okay for love, but lying, cheating, and stealing, we don't do that around here. Okay, we don't do that around here. All right, so jumping into my second lyrics, and I'm not gonna sing these ones this time. Happiness is when you really feel good about somebody. There's nothing wrong being in love with someone. All right, so I guess I was gonna sing it. Damn it, I can't help myself. All right, so when I first read this, I thought he meant happiness is when you really feel good about somebody, meaning like you needed somebody to equate that to love. And so I felt sort of like you're equating your happiness to being with somebody, and that like you're not okay with being by yourself. But then actually, like when I read it again and I actually kind of really studied it, I was like, it says happiness is when you really feel good about somebody. And I think that he's definitely on to something, because when you're dating someone and they make you feel good, that resorts in happiness, right? So um, that's interesting, but I just don't want us to be thinking that there's an illusion that love is outside of yourself, or that you need somebody else to be happy, because that's definitely where I was at in my life. I used to use old relationships to make myself happy because I wasn't happy on my own, so I was looking to them to make me happy, and then when they didn't, I was pissed and I was done with the relationship. But and I learned that's called codependency. Shout out the rebel camp for finally telling me that I was codependent. So yeah, lesson for this one is just not wrapping external love in exchange for happiness. So you don't need somebody to feel happy, but yes, your partner can make you feel happy, and that will ultimately bring love. So shout out to Al on that one, or whoever wrote the song. I didn't do my research on that. Damn it, you got me. All right, third and final lyrics. So, you'll be good to me, and I'll be good to you. And we'll be together. We'll see each other and walk away with victory. I don't even know if I did that right, but I think that's it. Um, Back to what I was talking about earlier, living in your highest vibration of love. I mean, this has been like knocking me over the head. I see it everywhere in podcasts that I listen to, in the Rebel Camp, self development camp that I'm in right now, and my School of Greatness interviews that I watch, all my YouTube interviews. This keeps popping up. Love is the highest vibration. Love is the highest vibration, and you should live there all the time. The best quote I heard recently was, relationships usually stay when you aren't afraid to lose them. Let me say that again. Relationships usually stay when you aren't afraid to lose them. So that means when you enter in a relationship with somebody, you're not afraid that they're going to go away. And that's hard to do. And I don't mean that in a condescending way, like, yeah, I could live without you. No, I don't mean it in that way. But just not being dependent on whether or not they stay. And that same person who said that quote went on to say this, and I really wanted to get this out because I thought it was brilliant. It said, if you are your best self every day, your highest vibration every day, that love, high vibration, your partner's never going to want to leave you, ever. They're not going to want to leave you because you are a fucking magnet, right? Because you're in the high vibration. Everybody wants to be around you. Everybody wants to see you. Everybody wants to love you because you're just that. And that was just so powerful for me. And I just wanted to share that with you guys. And I had kind of got that from these lyrics, right? You be good to me, I'll be good to you, and we'll walk away in victory. And I think that that's exactly how relationships look. I'm gonna be good over here, you be good over here, we be good together, and we're still whole. And then we're having this magnificent relationships, right? No one leaning here, no one leaning here. Yes, of course, I have a bad day, I can lean on you, but we're going to lean back and forth, and we're still going to stay in our lanes. And let me do a little math trick for you that the same person did. Sorry, I can't quote them. I'm going to have to put it in the comments below, and I'll go ahead and link the School of Greatness interview that I'm talking about in this. But they said 1 plus 1 to 2 whole people equals infinity, but a half and a half equals a fourth. So when you are operating out of a fourth, that is definitely a toxic relationship. It's not whole, and you guys are not going to get anything out of that. So I'll be good to you, you be good to me, and we'll walk away in victory. Shout out to Mr. Al Green. Love and happiness. Ew, ew, ew. So what I learned today, because I'm trying to manifest my next relationship to be my best relationship and my last relationship, I learned that I need to be whole before I go into a new relationship. That's what I'm working on right now, getting all the darkness out, and knowing that if I operate at my highest vibration, that I don't have to worry about what my partner is doing, as long as I trust that my partner is operating in his highest vibration as well. So it's important that I pick a partner that operates in a high vibration at all times. So fellas out there, don't be sliding my fucking DMs if you don't be in your highest vibration. All right? All right. I'll be liking them slides. Y'all ain't talking about shit. All right, y'all. Y'all remember the cookie jar? Ow, it's time for the cookie jar. So OG cookie jar fans know that this used to have some bullshit in it. Oh my god, every type of question was in here. But now I wanted to keep with the theme of love. I love to travel. I love to travel all over the world, and all over the world we've heard different things, either when we're on a tour, or either, you know, just being out on the streets, or just in movies and culture, just anywhere. So I filled the cookie jar with stories of love from around the world that I think that we should share and bring to life. So let's see what we have today, y'all. Okay, let's see. Which one did we pick? Which one did we pick? This one says, The Butterfly Lovers. Oh my god, this is such a good story. And look, I have my butterflies right here with me. It's a sign. This whole damn show is a damn sign, right? Ah! Ah! Yes. So, I got my notes here because I didn't know what story we were going to pick. So I literally have all 5 stories right here because I was like, shit, I need to know. There's only 5 stories in here, but I needed to know which one I'm going to pick, okay? Because I don't know these stories by heart. But this one is this legend of Lian Shanbo and Zhu Jingtai. And this was set in the Eastern Jin Dynasty of 265 AD. A long ass time ago. I must have been in my first life here. But I'm going to paraphrase, so please don't be offended if I say this wrong. I'm, of course, retelling a story that's been retold 1,000 gajillion times. So, The Butterfly Lovers by Queen Cookee. So, this legend is of the daughter named Jingtai. She was the 9th daughter of this wealthy ass man in China, okay? And he had all boys, and she was the only girl. And so back then in those days, it was like forbidden for women to go to school, but his daughter wanted to study, so she begged her dad to let her disguise as a man. And no, this is not the Mulan story, okay? She begged her dad to disguise as a man so she could go to school. And so after a lot of begging, her dad finally was like, okay, go to school, girl, go to school. So she goes off to this school, which is an all-boys school, of course, and she meets Lian Shanbo. Now, Lian Shambo was like this handsome guy. They become bros. She went to school for 3 years. So they're hanging out for 3 fucking years. And this whole damn time, she's like in love with him. You know, that secret love when you have a crush on like your best friend. So she's crushing on this fool. He doesn't even know. But he likes her, but he thinks she's a dude. So they're bros. But she's in love with him. So finally one day, her dad sends her this letter and he's like, you need to get your ass home like now. So she's like, oh my god, like this sucks. So they're both super sad that she has to leave school. So he walks her 5 miles or however many miles. I've read it different ways. So he walks her like to her village or whatever. And on the way, she is trying to tell him that she's a woman, so that they can fall in love. So as they're walking, they pass this pond, and there's these mandarin ducks, and there's these two ducks that fly out, and they fly apart. And so she's like, "Oh, look, the mandarin ducks are flying apart," which you have to look it up and Google it because I don't really know. But the mandarin ducks mean like love in China. So she's like, "Oh, two lovers are partying," or she says some stuff like that. And he still doesn't get it. So finally, like, they're almost to the village. She's like, bro, I'm a girl, okay? Like, I got boobies and everything. And he's like, oh my God, like, you're the best. I love you. She's like, I love you too. She's like, okay, come back tomorrow. I'm going to go tell my parents, like, the good news, blah, blah, blah. Leon Chambo goes home or whatever. And then as soon as Jintai goes inside, her dad's like, oh, I called you home because we found you a husband. All right. Damn it. So she's set to be wed to this merchant, this like rich ass merchant who bought her off. And so, Lian Shanbo gets the message that, oh my God, like this girl that I love, this girl that I've been in the last 3 years with, I just found my true love. We're going to be together forever. And so he's heartbroken and he kills over and dies. So now Jin Tai gets the message that Lian Shambo is dead, so she's devastated as fuck too. She's crying and shit, and she's crying, and she's crying so hard that the day of the wedding, she's like, wait, I can't get married, I gotta go do something real quick. So she walks over to Lian Shambo's grave, and she starts crying, she's like on her knees, and she's like, I will never marry anybody, I just want to be with you. Just please, I just want to be with you. She's crying. And so the story says that the skies open up and it's like thunder and lightning, and like thunder, lightning hits the grave, and the grave opens up and she falls in. And then the grave closes back up, and then like it's all fucking sunny and shit, right? So then they say 2 butterflies appear and fly away. Straight up Romeo and Juliet, right? Oh, so good. So good. Anyways, when I first heard the story of the butterfly lovers, I thought it was so beautiful, and I love butterflies. And I'm not trying to like die when my lover dies, but I just think it's very admirable for people like Romeo and Juliet and the butterfly lovers to just like go all in for their partner and be like, yo, I'm not gonna live with anybody else except for you, bro, in life and in death and eternity. So shout out to Lian Chambo and Zhu Jingtai, the butterfly lovers. I hope you guys enjoyed that story with me. I enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed telling it. I enjoyed first hearing that. So I think it should be told more often, and I'll make sure that we have many great stories around the world. There's so many great love stories, and I'm so excited I get to tell them. All right. Last thing before we get out of here, being on my development journey, I'm reading a lot of literature because, of course, everything is found in books. You don't got no books, you ain't got no mind. So I wanted to challenge myself to read 3 books a year this year, and so I am about to do that shit. I have 3 books that I'm reading for January right now. I want to let you guys kind of know where I'm at with it. and share what I'm doing. So the first one is called Pussy Prayers. And yeah, I know, sorry. It's a little explicit, and it's by Black Girl Bliss. And I kind of found this on Amazon. You know, Amazon's like, you should buy this. I was like, oh, I should. You right, Jeff Bezos. You right, I should. Go on, bring that delivery over here, all right? But this is just really about talking about femininity, where you learned your femininity, who taught you about womanhood. Was it your mom? Was it culture? Was it religion? Um, you know, the author talks about being molested. She talks about homosexuality. She talks about just her journey and, you know, learning to be a woman. And I really respected and liked her perspective. I am on the last chapter, which talks about rituals, yoni care. You know, yes, your yoni is your vagina. For those of you who don't know it, yoni care. There's rituals in here for, you know, yo thang thang down there. And she really believes, and I'm starting to believe too, that your yoni can, you know, help you manifest things. And so if y'all are into that, or all my brujas out there, my brujeritas, pussy prayers, pussy prayers. Okay, next book that I'm reading right now. I'm only 2 chapters into this one. This one's called Orisha's Goddesses and Voodoo Queens. Um, for some reason, lately, this has been coming up in talks, whether it's in my sisterhood group or whether it's in, you know, me watching YouTube videos or just anything. Oshun's been coming to me. Ayemaya has been coming to me. Not coming to me, but their names keep popping out a lot. And it's so funny because they're both highlighted in this. And this just talks about the powerful women throughout African history. And they do bring it back to the States. They do talk about New Orleans, hoodoo and voodoo. They talk about Cuban, the Santeria, and things like that. So very interesting things I'm learning about. I don't know it in depth, but this gives a really good background into some really powerful women, and I think it's a good read. I'm completely finished with this one, and this is part of my sisterhood circle that I'm in, and this one is called Connecting with Nature's Angels, the World of Fairies, Elemental, and Nature Spirits. It's by Blake Calhoun, and this is just a story about fairies, guys. Do you believe in fairies? I would have said before I read this book, fuck no. But after reading this book, I don't know, guys. I think I do. I think I do. Ooh, ooh, ooh. And I hope that they like think that I'm good to them. But this is good. You know, it just talks about them being out in nature, and so how you can, you know, as long as you're good to nature, you're good to them, because if you're littering their homes, then they're not going to be good to you. And so it talks about how they can be mischievous and things like that, but if you're good to them, they can help you. And I just thought that was really cool. It really resonated with my spirit. It talks a lot about recycling and picking up trash, and that's something that I am an avid recycler, but I have been picking up trash for about the past 6 months, and I don't even know why. It just came to me one day. I was just getting sick and tired of seeing the trash out here in my apartment complex, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna fucking pick that shit up. I don't care if nobody's paying me to see it. I don't care if nobody sees me do it. I just don't want to see the shit out here. So it started as an irritant for me to just pick it up. But lo and behold, it was really feeding my spirit. And I was really feeding nature's spirit by me picking up trash. And I actually find it very, very soothing, relaxing. I bought my son a trash picker upper thingy for Christmas. He loves it. He picks up trash. He's 2 years old and he's picking up trash. Like, and that's how we give back to Mother Earth and the fairies. Shout out to my library, Cookee's Library. So every episode we'll go ahead and dive a little bit deeper into my library. Some of these books I have read, some of these books I haven't even cracked open yet. I feel like they call me when they're ready. Some of them call me like when I see them online, but then when I get them, I feel them and it feels cold and I'm like not ready to open it yet, or I'm not in that space. So Just wanted to share that with you. We're gonna get out of here. My little handy dandy hourglass is showing me that we're probably at about 30 minutes, which is perfect. I didn't want this to be too long. Thank you guys for hanging in there with me. I want to leave you with this life tip. Smell the roses. I know it is super like cliche, but I've truly been practicing this, and I live in the most chaotic lifestyle ever. My world starts at 6:30 in the morning and it doesn't end until 10:30 at night, and I have to learn to stop and smell the roses. I have to check in. I have to check in, or my days, they literally just like and I'm like, oh my god, it's Thursday already? It just goes crazy. And so I just want to make sure that you can stop the smell of roses. Now, how I do that right now is I'm a new plant mommy. I bought a bunch of plants at the end of the year, actually like more towards summer, and I just been taking care of them, and that makes me stop in my day. I water them, I move them to the light, I make sure in that it's like I'm just watering my damn plants. So stop and smell the roses, guys. I know it's so simple, but that's the life tip for today. So thank you guys so much for watching for today's show. Make sure to comment, like, share, press the notification button. Let me know in the comments what you're reading. I want to know what books you're reading, what I should be reading. If you know any love stories, please share them with me. I want to tell it my way, okay? And just anything you want to say, leave me a little chat. I'm gonna be commenting. I'll be all up in them comments. All right, so make sure you guys leave me a little thing. And I'm gonna leave you with this: when you are lonely, I wish you love. When you are down, I wish you joy. When you are troubled, I wish you peace. When things are complicated, I wish you simple beauty. When things are chaotic, I wish you inner silence. When things look empty, I wish you hope. And that's a wrap. Namaste. And as always, spread love and good music.